Alright, you need to count this on one hand because this is going to be probably the smallest video I've ever made. I know, right? But, if you remember, the Cold War is about this chess move, right? Um, so it'd be much more fun to involve more people in this, right? And to get these things involved. Now, we saw that Stalin had these satellite nations, and they were basically there as a puppet. So we wanted to protect the other countries from potentially falling to this. And so the Marshall Plan in 1949 basically kind of gives up. We've run out of money at this point, and so we come up with another plan. And that plan is called the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, shortly put, NATO. Now you can see how the countries jumped in, and mainly in 1949 when there was a lot of nations. There was one in 1952, or two in 1952, Greece and Turkey. 1955 you have West Germany. Then you wait a while. 1982 is Spain, and then all these other countries have jumped in later on. The goal of NATO is to promote collective security. There we go again, right? And to promote democratic nations to help out. Now, NATO is a big thing going on right now, especially with what Russia's doing over in Europe, and it seems like another Cold War, really and truly. And I'll make more allusions to that as we get to it. So we basically said, okay, so you have this. We have now 12 nations ready to go. If you mess with any of us and mess with one of them, you get all of us. How are they going to respond to this? Well, the Molotov Plan did kind of give off to the idea of the Council for Mutual Economic Assistance, or simply put, COMCON. Now, COMCON was a mini Marshall Plan. It was basically kind of a miserable failure, but they decided on the idea of collective security as well, and so COMCON is kind of the precursor to what will eventually become known as the Warsaw Pact. Now, Warsaw was the capital of Poland, but the Warsaw Pact was a kind of answer to NATO, and it starts in 1955, and the reason it starts is because in 1955 the Soviets have successfully tested and exploded an atomic weapon, and so they've equaled us. And so we now have 12 nations here and 8 nations on the other side, 16 total, and then 8 here when we're talking in 1955. 2 atomic bomb producers, and this is what Europe looks like. It looks like a war zone. Reds and blues, Montagues and Capulets, whatever. And this is a crazy time to live in as far as we're concerned. But this is that big chess move, and this is probably the most dangerous chess move because we have now made that geopolitical sphere much broader. All these countries can now be particular. They can become a Berlin with a wall and a blockade, and what's going to happen? And a lot of these places do. So we're going to see how that continues in these next videos. However, the next video is about the first big war, the forgotten war of the Cold War. Right?